Hey, what's up guys? My name is Josh, and for you people that are curious about 43-inch 4K TVs and using them as a computer monitor, and in this video I want to be able to answer the long debated question, is a 43-inch TV too big for a computer monitor? Does it have the proper picture quality that a good high quality computer monitor should have? And does it work effectively? So let's dig in and find out. I've got two different ones I'm going to be comparing today. So we have a Samsung 6 series 4K 43, and I picked up the LG brand new 2020 43-inch 4K. And the reason I'm going to be going with the LG over the Samsung that I've had for about 6 months is because this has a different type of panel. And this has always been a good way to test an IPS panel. If you just put your finger on the panel and touch it, it's going to be firm. So if you're staring right at it, it has a really good picture, really good refresh rate. And as you get off to the side, the image slightly fades or washes out, which just kind of bothers me. So if I'm sitting like dead center and I'm working on my video editing, the stuff that's down in this portion of the screen where my hand is, I can't see it as well as the stuff in the center, and that bothers me. And that's something that IPS or in-plane switching panels will help solve for me. So let's do a quick test on this. And for you guys that are wondering, I keep saying LCD screen. Everybody knows that all the new technology is LED, but the panel itself is still, it's an LCD panel, and it's backlit behind it by LED light shining through, where a traditional LED or LCD screen was backlit by cathode fluorescent lamps. So the panel technology has been around for a long time. It's nothing new. That's just to clarify, it's an LCD panel backlit by LED lights. Now the advantage of a backlit LED panel like this is that the image can dim. So like these regions that are black versus this region that is white, the LED lights behind the screen have zone dimming, so it'll dim in the darker regions so you get a deeper black, and then they'll stay lit up in the regions that are white so you get that better contrast. And you guys will find links in the description down below for both the LG and the Samsung TV. Yeah, so I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but in the center of the screen with the Samsung, it's really bright. But up in like the corners, basically all around the edges, based off my viewing perspective, like I'm looking up and out at this corner, up and out over here, so the picture kind of washes out from the center. And as I get in front of it, it looks good. So it's just, for my viewing distance, I think an in-plane switching panel is going to be far superior over the Samsung. But as far as detail down like the mouse and everything, you can see everything. The detail's really good. There's no aliasing or tearing of the image with gaming or anything like that. But yeah, it's really nice having a large screen like this where you can edit and do all your stuff and be able to see what you're doing with the DaVinci Resolve. So you can kind of change the size of your timeline, or if you want to have multiple different style videos down below. Let me see. And these are the things I'm the most excited about. So just building your timeline and having the size is really nice, is what I like about this. So you got your different timelines, different video tracks, audio tracks. You can change the size of this screen, which is really cool. And yeah, it's just really nice. I just thought that the Samsung had some shortcomings with the type of panel that it uses. I think it's like a TN panel or TFT. I can't remember the exact specifications of it, but IPS or in-plane switching is far superior. So let's unbox the LG and let's take a look at it. This is the rear of the Samsung. It's got HDMI inputs and Wi-Fi built in, but there's no legacy inputs or the red, white, yellow RCA composite video inputs. So you can't plug in a game console. Comes with remote, and this is of course wall mountable. Otherwise it comes with the little pedestal pegs that you can use on either side, which is nice. It's small and easy to install, but the only thing I think is kind of frustrating versus having like an old pedestal is if you have to have a wide enough base to support each one of those legs, versus the pedestal before that would sit in the middle. You can put on something narrow. Got your little pedestal feet, very similar to the Samsung. Let's go ahead and pop this out. These are all the supplied accessories, so it tells you how to register your product. The new Think AI Google Smart Remote, LG Factory Service Manual, comes with the power cord, the Alexa functions, the magic remote instructions, 2 batteries, plus the pedestal for each side of the TV and 2 screws. So let's go ahead and mount it. What I like to do is set the TV down on its face on the box, just getting the base off the ground so I can go ahead and attach those pedestal pieces. So let's go ahead and do that. And with these pedestal pieces, there's a letter written on them. There's one that says A and one that says B. The A is the, if you're looking at the TV, it would be the front left. And just a single Phillips screw holds it together. This is the rear input, so you've got USB connection, you've got an HDMI 1 and 2. The second one, ARC, is audio return connectivity, so pass audio out through HDMI if you want to use that for like a surround sound system, if you're streaming content through the TV. And then for your plugs on the back, you've got component video, so RBG, red, blue, green, and then the green also works as composite video, so you can use that for red, white, yellow if you want to plug in like a Super NES or Nintendo 64 or VCR, any old school content, which is cool. Plus rear HDMI, coaxial, and the coax is kind of cool. I don't know if anybody used that, but the TV has built-in TV through itself anyway, so you probably won't use that. But here's the model number. And LG is one of the biggest manufacturing facilities and biggest manufacturer of LCD and LED and OLED. So they're one of the biggest panel manufacturers in the world, and their stuff's all made in Mexico, which is nice, versus China. So you know it's good quality stuff. So I went ahead and plugged in the supplied power cable, and the pre-existing HDMI plug is plugged in as well. So we are ready to power this up. But before we do so, why don't we inspect the cabinet, the aesthetics. So the bezel itself is really nice, it's thin. Let's take a look at the finish quality of it. It's pretty energy efficient, $12 a year. This is the brand new 2020 LG TV with the AI Think technology. Artificial intelligence, baby. But yeah, the bezel looks nice. It's kind of got like a, almost like a polished aluminum finish to it, which I think looks really nice. The screen itself has a little bit of a gloss, but it's, you know, kind of a matte finish, so it'll help with the glare from like windows and stuff coming in. But yeah, it looks nice. A little bit more of a shine on the screen versus a real flat finish, just kind of like clear coat on paint on a car. It helps the color and everything pop on the TV. But let's go ahead and power it up. So I believe I can just push this center button right here to power it up and see if that works, which is nice because then you don't have to use the remote to turn it on as a computer monitor.
Remote. Language and location settings. Confirm your location and language settings. Language, English, English, button, time zone, select, Los Angeles, use this TV as a store mode, uncheck, next, button. Audio guidance is currently turned on to assist the visually impaired.
I like the menu on this. This has the magic remote, which is a pointer remote if any of you guys have not owned an LG TV before. I own 2 of the LG OLEDs, a 65 and a 55, and this magic remote is awesome. If you're somebody that doesn't want to pay to subscribe to cable, LG has free channels and stuff built in, which is really cool because then you can, you know, find some type of local news content in your area that you can stream through the TV for free, which is really cool. Here's your built-in TV. This is just a free app, the LG channels, which is really cool. So if you don't want to subscribe to your local cable provider or anything like that or pay extra for that, this is just built into the TV. and you can stream news and all that type of stuff, which is pretty cool. The video quality of the free LG Channel Plus app isn't the best, but it's of no charge, and if your viewing distance is a little bit farther back, yeah, it's definitely a cool option to have. Be able to plug in through your TV and not have to pay for it. Pretty cool. And they changed the menu a little bit this year. You used to not be able to scroll up like that. You used to be able to only scroll back and forth. And then you can organize your content. Like if you want to take your favorite, you hold the button on the remote, you hold the click button down, and you can move that item over, which is really cool, and set it back down. So if you want to organize like your Sling TV, so you don't use that, you can move that over here and kind of put all your favorites like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney, and Channel Plus. But anyway, let's go over to the computer and let's change the input. So we'll go over to HDMI 1, that's where we've got our source plugged in. The biggest thing I can see with this panel off is you don't see any of the backlight bleed through as much as you did with the Samsung, because in plane switching panels you have 8 million pixels on the screen. Each one is basically like a door that opens and closes. When it opens, the light comes through. When it's closed, the light is blocked, so your black remains black. With where the Samsung, the pixel would close but the light would still bleed through, so you want to get that good contrast. That also, with the IPS panel, it helps your off-axis viewing, which is nice. So now when I'm sitting in the center and I look up here to the edges, like up over here or over here, the picture is uniform all the way across the image, where the Samsung before was bright in the center for me visually, but would fade. So for somebody that's going to be sitting close for a computer monitor, I would definitely go with the LG over the Samsung. And I was kind of unhappy with the Samsung the whole time. Even though Samsung's one of the best panels, for a Samsung you need to really be sitting back here in order to take in the whole image. That's what it's designed for. LG, for PCs and people sitting up close, is going to allow you to use it for that without sacrificing image quality. Let's go into the menu and see what type of settings this thing has visually. So it's got IPS auto power save, so that's automatic, where the image will adjust based off the lighting parameters of your room. So if it's light, it'll brighten up. If it's dark, it'll darken down. So it's kind of nice in your eyes. You get cinema, sports, game mode, which is probably where I'll play it on. That's a faster refresh rate. And you can see the color quality. There's not as much color saturation. It has a little bit more grayscale, and it's not so high of a dynamic contrast. HDR, filmmaker mode, that's something new. Expert, ISF bright room, and ISF dark room. So that's, ISF is like a video calibration standard, kind of like THX, where it meets those certifications to be ISF certified. So that's kind of cool. But let's go ahead and put it back to PC or game mode. Yeah, but I like the new menu's cooler than the old one. I've got the C7 LG OLED and the C9. C7's upstairs in my bedroom and a 55, and the C9 is in my living room. But yeah, I like how they tweaked the menu a little bit on this. It's kind of cool. And let's test turning off the screen. So you can go down and push the button down here in the center, and it's going to bring up your power button. If you click the button again, it'll scroll through all the little different things. As far as to turn it off, you just would hold the button down over the power off for a few seconds and the screen turns off. So you can do that without the remote. So for people that are looking at doing this for like a PC desk monitor, that's nice because you don't have to have the remote to turn it on and off, which is very helpful. But most importantly, let's see what this thing looks like with multiple windows open. So say we want to go to YouTube. And what I kind of like to do with this is I'll do multiple things at a time with this big screen, which is cool. So say I want to go to like Facebook at the same time, and say you want to like basically do like dual video monitors. So what's cool with this is it's big enough to allow you to basically have like 4 22-inch size computer monitors. So we got Facebook up here, we got YouTube here. So you want to do that while you're working on like a Word document. So if you guys are curious how to get your old dull paint finish in your car from looking the way it did before like this. But let's test what it looks like with games. Alright, let's bring up Fortnite. But yeah, looking at the image all the way around it, when I'm looking at the perimeter, this is where the Samsung would not have the quality. The Samsung didn't have the quality around the edges here, and the LG does because of the in-plane switching panel. But yeah, even just looking at like this this graphic animation, this still image, you can just see a big difference in the gradation of like the shadow. So let's see how this monitor runs. And it just, yeah, it feels much better. I can see everything, like I said, top, bottom, left, right, all around. The image is far more superior, especially like the blacks and the concrete. Like the blacks with the Samsung, they just didn't have that dynamic contrast just because the older style panel technology, LG's IPS panel or in-plane switching panel, has been around for a long time, and it's pretty much one of the best panels on the market until you go to OLED, which they'll probably never make in this size because of burn-in with organic light emitting diodes. It's similar to plasma. Those are going to have the best overall controls, but yeah, this looks great. So yeah, this is definitely worth it. I'll have a link in the description down below for this monitor. It's going to run you roughly $329, and I'll put a link for Amazon on there for the same TV. Here's a good look at it for size-wise, just to kind of get a gauge how it would fill in your desk. I don't think it's that big. My wife thought I was crazy the first time I bought a 43, and she hated it, but after she sat down and used it for all of her like typing, all of her homework when she was going to nursing school, she loved it, and I can't stop people from using the office. My mother-in-law comes over, she likes using the big screen. The kids like coming in here working on their homework, where before it was pretty much my computer that nobody touched, but with the big screen, everybody likes it because it's so much easier to see. This is something I really like about this TV. If you go into the menu, you go down to all settings. There's different types of energy conservation modes, which I like. I use this on my TV in my bedroom a lot. So if you click on energy savings, right now it's on auto, and that means that the TV has a smart sensor or IntelliSensor that will adjust based off the lighting parameters of your room. So you can turn that off and the TV will just go to its full bright mode, all its native settings. Beyond that, you can do like minimum, medium, or maximum. So for like nighttime in my bedroom, I'll use maximum, or you can even turn the screen off. If you click that, the screen will go black, but all the sound will play. So if you want something to play when you're watching TV at night, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, let's turn that back onto auto. I like the auto setting. But you can manually adjust if you want to adjust your contrast, your brightness, sharpness, tint. You can go to advanced controls if you want to get more into the different AV functions. You've got dynamic contrast, so if you want to play with like your black levels and stuff like that. It'll affect your shadow details and stuff like that. Somebody's shooting at me. Beyond that, you've got like white balance, you've got color management. You can go and adjust all your different saturations. It'll save it to all inputs if you want. There is also picture option if you want to adjust like your black level. So True Motion adjusts the brightness to prevent glare, reducing energy consumption. We're going to leave that off. True Motion can't be adjusted at all, it looks like, because I'm in game mode. But that's your like your 120 hertz. You can turn that on or off. But yeah, to answer the question, I think that these 43-inch TVs being used as a computer monitor, I don't think they're too big. I think the picture quality is fantastic, and you can't beat the value when you compare the price of a 4K 32-inch or like a 28-inch. They cost just as much as these, and the reason is that a 43-inch is mass manufactured. Everybody pretty much owns one in either their bedroom or their living room. So the cost of production is lower, and that's why I chose to go with one. But anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to have more content with computer screens and graphics cards and electronics and all kinds of different various items around the house that I'll be reviewing. So if you like that type of stuff, subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.